Hello, and welcome to a Minnesota Banking Minute. My name's Jay Tambernino, and with us today we have BJ Taylor from CoNetrix. And we want to talk a little bit about the ransomware attacks and what's going on and how it's going to affect the banks going forward. So without further ado, BJ, what technologies would you suggest securing and monitoring a bank's network in order to reduce that risk?
Oh, Jay, man, there are so many technologies out there to do this, and so many brands of various things that help protect your network. I wanted to focus on a couple ideas. Strong AV, making sure you have an endpoint protection that's going to detect and respond is really important. Really good patch management, monitoring and alerting. You've got to know when things are going on, so making sure you have good alerts. A strong backup policy is essential, and data loss prevention is something we don't think about with ransomware. But what if those bad guys that are encrypting all your data also take the data and look at it before they encrypt it? And so I know a lot of banks aren't encrypting data at rest, and that can be a big issue. So another thing to consider, another possibility out there with ransomware that could be devastating.
So what are the best practices that a bank could implement or should implement to reduce that risk?
You know, unlike sporting where they say, you know, the best defense or the best offense is a good defense, I think in ransomware, the really good offense is what you want here. If you want to take it to the bad guy, you want to be looking actively, trying to monitor and see what's out there and what might be coming in. We talk an awful lot about layered security and making sure that you have the various layers in place. I think probably one of the most important layers that sometimes gets missed is the human layer, making sure you're doing that security awareness training, and you're really making sure your people know that they shouldn't be clicking on things and what to do if they do accidentally click on something, or they shouldn't provide their credentials, but what to do if they do and realize that they shouldn't have at that moment. And then the other thing that you can do is have really good backups. You know, one of the best defenses to ransomware is having point in time backups, making sure you can go back to a period in time when ransomware didn't exist and back up from that point. And so when you look at what you should implement to help reduce the risk, I think those are some of the things you can do to, you know, proactively react when something happens, and to try to prevent it from getting in.
So how does a bank know it's protected?
You know, you can't be 100% protected from ransomware. Somebody once told me, you know, if a man made it, a human or a man can crack it. And I think that's the way with a lot of our AVs and a lot of the tools that we put in place. There's things there to protect us, but we can't ever be 100% protected. And so one of the most important things we can do is know how to respond. And I think a lot of that comes into your tabletop discussions, your incident response testing. When you have a small incident, how you handle that and how you evaluate it and how you move forward with that. And so being prepared to respond to is probably the best way to protect yourself from ransomware.
BJ, thank you for your time today. I know our banks, if they have any questions, will probably be reaching out. Thank you.